Yeah, I told Tank we're live. I told Tank we're live. Yeah, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. Like I said, they can't hear y'all yet, so but I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Um, Thank you everyone in the chat for being here. Today is the launch of my new podcast, where I will have. Sometimes I will have guests. Sometimes it'll just be me by myself. But today, since it is the launch, I am going to be having a couple of guests with me. The one directly below my name is Turtle the Ascended. All right, you guys, and the one that's next to him on the bottom left, that is Birdie Brown, and I'll let them introduce themselves, starting with Turtle.
Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy Turtle the Ascender. Follow my channel, you feel me? One of the coldest Nagos you'll ever see. Or maybe not. See for yourself.
I heard him say he's better than Hotashi, bro. He said Hotashi's easy. He
Yeah, for
said
real.
moist Hotashi, more like washed up Hotashi. You feel me?
Yeah, I saw that match against Punk, fam.
That was a good one. Oh, is it me?
Oh yeah, it's you.
Oh, it's me. It's your boy.
You him now.
What's up? Number one Shigoki player in the world, tested on stream. Ask them about me. They know who it is. They know my name around here, and so does your girl. Just,
Oh,
just ask.
there you guess for today. Both of them do have their own associated channels. Those will be we'll get them to well, this is gonna go up on YouTube as well, so it'll be in the YouTube description, and then I'll post their channels in there after the talk, in the Twitch chat after the talk is done. But you can look it up. It's Turtle the Ascended, right, on Twitch, I believe. Yeah, Turtle the Ascended and Birdie Brown on
Yeah.
Twitch as well. But like I said, today is the launch of my new podcast. It's going to be called Straight Up Sundays, because Sundays is really the only free time I have to have discussions like this. And we all need a platform to just kind of take off the filters and just be straight up about things, man. Take no sugarcoating, none of that stuff. And so that's what this time is for. And I picked, I believe, the best first topic you could have when you're talking about something straight up, with it being League of Legends. And man, does League have things that we can all be straight up about?
Legends
Yeah.
never die. It
They
becomes
become a part of you.
Something screaming.
Yeah, so
Got him.
I think it's gonna be we've done this talk before, not on this. Like I said, this is the launch of my first podcast. What's up, Damien? How you doing, man?
Wait, Damien?
No, not that Damien.
Oh. Well, hey, anyway, hey.
Yeah, no,
what's
that's
up, man?
it's called that's Toldo Senpai.
Oh, that's that ninja. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That guy.
Yeah,
Um,
you playing with that Trundle player?
That Trundle player.
And so, yeah, like I said, I think League is a great thing. Seeing your face makes my heart melt. I miss you, homie. Hey, man, I miss y'all too. I'm gonna come out there at some point. Yeah, we've done this talk before, right? I think it was the first topic of what? It was the first topic for you, Turtle, right? Wasn't it League as well?
No.
Oh,
My
was it the first topic?
Was the fighting games in general.
Oh yeah, you're right. But it was pretty early into it, and so this isn't our first talk regarding it. Hope you guys are doing good today. We are, man. We're doing great. I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I can't speak for them. How y'all doing?
I got my tea. I'm leaned back. I'm comfortable. I got one of them incense.
Incense.
Yeah, you know them little things you light up and then you
Oh,
burn it and
yeah.
make the room smell good.
Oh, I got you.
You burn it into.
You mean, yeah, you mean,
Big Chinese
you mean
food, so-
fire hazard? I got you.
Yes.
No problem.
Got him.
Yes, it is near book.
But
I'm
wait,
chilling.
you said it's what?
Huh?
What's up, Abby? You said it's what?
Nothing. Hey, bro, I'm chilling.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! This dude said "fuck Tank," but everyone else is amazing. Ha!
Who said that?
I don't know. This dude named Travari.
I know exactly who
Travaris
that
in the
is.
chat. I
That's
don't know who
gotta
that
be
is.
Trey.
Tavares?
Travaris? Oh, maybe it is Trey.
Oh yeah, that is Trey. That is Trey.
Especially because I did not introduce you as Tank, but he definitely said Tank.
That's gotta be it.
Light skin, dark skin, boy. Well, shut up, man. Want none of these problems?
Anyway, you know, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Hey, thanks, brother. So I wanted to, you know, just a little bit of an intro, and what I mean by intro is kind of like, you know, where you are in your league, you know, in your league career. Out of everyone here, I am definitely the newest blood. I just started playing League. Man, it seems like years ago, but it's only been a year and a half.
Feel like that.
Right? Feels like I've been playing for ages.
Still
That's
feel
just
like
the
you
amount
grew
of
up
time
with
I
the
put
game,
it. Even though I've only been playing a year and a half, my account's up there higher than people who've been playing for much longer than me. So I've got the hours put in, and I'm personally a jungle support, and I dabble in ADC. And by dabble in ADC, I play Samira and Senna, and that's it.
Got him.
But
At least you
yeah.
know.
You said what?
At least you know. I'll get more into it a little later, but there's a lot of folk in our ELA that don't know what their real role is. You know what they're good at. They just go wherever the wind takes them.
Me included.
You know.
That's true.
I don't know my real role is. I just kind of play whatever and hope it works.
You know you're a mid laner.
Shoot, according to some, I'm a top laner. I don't even play top no more.
Speaking of, Turtle, you want to give them your league background? How you're doing in these league streets?
Man, I've been playing League since the butt end of season 2, man. And I'm just, it's just been a ride. I just need to I'm basically on hiatus right now, unless like I get a full 5, because that game is getting real insane.
That insanity is exactly what we're talking about today. Tank, what about go ahead and introduce a little bit of your league background?
I've been playing. I came in the league when it was just reaching that at its peak of popularity, like season 4, like when Yasuo came out. I came in around that time, but I've been playing ever since. It was whoo man, boy.
Yeah. Tank
The
started when the
game-
Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah, I came in with the wave of like League is just starting to hit like commercials and like like Faker has been established, you know, like there's already been a few worlds. So the game's definitely changed a lot. For the better,
Hey, Tank, don't
some
give
would
away the
say
goods,
yes.
bro. Don't give away the goods.
Yeah, but yeah. You feel me? I'm good now. Now I play the game just to play the game. I've cut it down to the bare minimum. So it's a game that's there for me.
Man, so yeah, that's kind of our background on this. Um, all right. So, all right.
All right, Trey,
So,
you
man,
making
when
it
I was
down.
when I was starting this, when I was like writing these notes, man, um, when, no, you should be able to hear me. Yeah, yeah. When I was like writing these notes, I was literally like staring at my screen for like 5 straight minutes, and I was like, where do I even start, bro? Like, where do we start talking about League? And then I remembered a very special video that League dropped. My boy Bertie Brown reacted to.
Yeah.
Gave me 30 straight minutes of content, and that was the state of the game, aka League of Legends Please video. And I was like, there were so many. How do I say it? There were so many quotable bits, and there's so many quotable bits in that video. Starting as early as take what was the earliest you paused it? Wasn't it like 29 seconds or something like that?
Yeah. And they
29
said I think it was we don't think our champions have overloaded kits overall.
yeah.
Oh, no. It was our champions have been pretty balanced this year.
That was it. Yeah, right.
said,
And so
what?
that became that's gonna be our first topic is new champion ballots. And so just preferencing that before we get into it, and anyone can take this. Thanks. I just got food delivered. Let's go. Anyone can take this after I've said it. And so the thing they said in the video is that new champions this year have came out pretty balanced. That's their claim. And my boy Tank has some words. Would you like to give the Twitch chat some of them words?
So hold on. Like, first off, no. Okay. Just in the few champions that we got this year, the action was not balanced. Come on. Like, are they joking? Viego came out this year. I just want to also throw that out. Viego came out this year. Now, if you think that he released balanced, I'm gonna need your badge. You're no longer working at Riot Games.
Got him.
I'm gonna need you to hit the door. There's no shot. And considering the fact that they had the hot buff freaking Action, explain to me how that's supposed to mean that he's balanced. They had to hot buff him twice to make him strong enough to even do what he's supposed to do. They don't even know what he needed to do as a champion. He's an assassin, but he can't assassinate, but it doesn't do enough damage, so
he's an early game champ that doesn't do damage, but has utility after he's leveled up his abilities. Which, wait, isn't that a late game champ? Oh wait, no.
but as an assassin, most assassins are supposed to kind of fall off later in the game, right? But no, he's a marksman, and he builds marksman items, and they scale pretty well in the late. We don't know. We here at Riot Games don't know what balance is. I don't understand. Ooh.
And so,
oh my god.
Like these new guys are pretty far from balance. There's been some issues and some raging for literally all 4 champions that have been released this year. And I speak from experience as somebody who regularly plays 3 out of 4 of those champions and used to play one of them. Like Tank said, Viego is just Viego is literally. I mean, you know what? You have a better shot at asking what Viego is not, and the only thing he is not is a support, because Ninja can basically do whatever he wants. Oh, I'm 0-7. Let me just make sure the freaking 16-2 Vayne dies. Oh, I took a body. Oh, now I'm the broken thing in the game. Bye bye, everybody. GG's. Vex with her fears and teleport. Ukshan with his freaking amazing damage and perma invis, and freaking even Gwen had to be nerfed because that W of Doom. Ooh, let me skill shot you. Nope, sorry, you can't touch me.
Yeah. I think the closest to balanced as a champion that we've gotten this year is Vex. I think Vex has been okay. She hasn't been too strong. She hasn't been too weak. She's done a job well. I think that's the closest balanced champion we've gotten this year.
Yeah, and just to kind of, just so, in case you don't remember what 4 champs came out this year, is Viego, Gwen, Akshan, and Vex in that order.
Yep.
And yeah, man, with Viego coming out, starting the year off with Viego, and we're over here. I just remember watching that breakdown, and I'm like, he can do what? He has Lucian's passive on his Q. Oh well, Lucian's passive. He has Lucian's passive straight up a double hit right after his abilities. Straight up has Lucian's passive on. That's on one ability. That's just on one ability. That's Lucian's whole passive. And that's just on one ability. And I mean, luckily, the only thing he can't do is go over walls without his ult. But then, we can just talk about his ult and his EO. His E grants him camouflage along an entire walled surface. Like, huh?
and I think I said this in the video too. They've hot buffed him, Akshan, to the point where if you take away his ult and his Q, I think he'd still be just as strong of a champion. His ult hardly kills and hits anyway. Folk just block it.
No, his ult being bad is a sad excuse of saying, "Oh, look, he's actually balanced because his ult can be blocked by anything." No, I get a takedown on somebody. Revive
on a regular ability.
Never
die. A regular ability. That's what's. It's just because Viego had to get nerfed, right? Gwen. Did Gwen get buffed first and then nerfed, or did she just get nerfed?
She got buffed first.
She had to get buffed on release, which I think it's okay to release champion. Like, I'm not expecting champions to come out like 100% balanced. It's impossible. There's no way. It's especially with as many champions as League has, and then as many players. Like, there's just no way that an internal test, even moving it to the PBE, because hardly anyone plays on the PBE, it's just no way to know until you get to the live servers. But it's like, nah, that dude Viego was broke on release, way overtuned. Gwen, I mean, her abilities are super. You know what? Never mind. We can't. I gotta save the discussion of kits for a little bit later. That's the next point. But
oh yeah, to mention, Akshan's W is perma invis if he stays near walls. That's actually also what his revive is on. His revive passive is on his W.
Yeah, passive that has nothing to do with the ability. It's just literally like, oh, we don't have another button to throw this on. We don't want to attach it to his regular passive because his regular passive is already long as hell. And so we're just going to throw it on an ability.
And he gets passive move speed moving towards a scoundrel, quote unquote.
And mana regen.
Is that mana regen even that? Like,
it's not that great. But the movement speed is ridiculous.
It's good after you've just blown everything in a mean ass fight and you're low and you want to roam. Like, that mug does come in clutch.
It's what allows you to use Triumph on him, but I use Presence of Mind, so I never have mana problems if I'm chasing someone, because usually I just got to kill, right, or something like that. I think yeah, I would say that Vex was the champion, even though she was still ridiculous on release.
Still
But
is.
it still is ridiculous. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I'd say out of the four, she released the most balance for sure. Because Akshan was just stupid weak at the beginning. Stupid weak at the beginning. Even after people figured out that you needed to Emax instead of Qmax.
And now QMax is back. Apparently, they were still doing QMax and Emax,
Right.
as even with Emax being the preferred. Personally, I like QMax a lot because it does a lot of damage.
My playstyle loves E, bro. I'm trying to heroic swing on it, brother. I'm trying to hit him with that.
Yeah.
Hit him with that Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah. Hit him with that. Like the pirates. Just
I don't know. We're hitting him with the Pirates thing. Shout out to my dude Jack Sparrow. But yeah, that's champ. But you know what goes hand in hand with champion balance? You know what goes hand in hand with that?
What's with that?
If none of our champions had overloaded kits overall.
Man,
Also-
what was that chick's name?
I don't
Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, you got a Twitter?
I'm gonna call it dummy. She a dummy.
I'm about to fire you up. Bro, the memes that popped from that video. Hold on, does that video still have the most dislikes on?
It had tons of dislikes.
Bro, I
Holy
couldn't
crap.
imagine any other video getting more dislikes than that. Like you talk about on the channel?
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine another video getting as many dislikes as that had.
let me see.
That mug had mad dislikes, bro.
Oh, that boy got 93K dislikes, baby.
Like the basis of that statement. Like
I just don't see how you release Akshan and then say that. I don't see it. I don't see it. Like my man's reasoning for having such low damage is that his kit is overloaded. Like that's literally the reason. And
Yeah.
don't they say that in the video? Oh no,
Yeah, I
you
think
were
so.
talking about that in the video, Tank. But like my boy Akshan, let's just run down his regular passive. His regular passive, like not even abilities, regular passive, has a double shot. Oh, what is it? The Absolver fires twice. You cancel the first auto, you get movement speed. Then he has a 3 proc. He has a riot passive on top of that, where the last hit does bonus on hit magic damage or something like that, right? And it doesn't have a cooldown. So
and it gives you a shield.
and it gives you a shield. That's just his regular passive. His Q, right? Q is a boomerang. Who else has a boomerang that kind of works in the same way? I can't remember.
Sivir. It's the only.
Yeah,
that's the only
Sivir, right? Boomerang goes there, comes back. Gnar has the
Whoa,
same deal.
Gnar
But
also.
Oh, yeah,
Akshan's boomerang extends its range whenever it hits anything, any enemy, whatever, champion, camps, minions. It also stacks his riot passive, and it does something special when it procs it, right? Doesn't it like do even more bonus damage when it procs the passive, or something like that? I can't remember.
I think so. I know it gives you movement speed for hitting.
Oh yeah, and then
it's
that
a
also
champion.
gives you movement speed for hitting. What else does it do?
It
Is
also
that it?
reveals people.
It reveals people too. If
Oh,
you hit
yeah.
like
Grant's
Kali
vision.
and Shroud, it will straight up show her ass.
Oh yeah, Grant's vision as well. I think that's it for that one. Then we have W. We could just look at this ability by itself, but we'll go through the whole thing. We'll go through his entire kit. His W.
What are you actually showing?
No, I'm not, but I
Oh.
can. No, I'm remembering all this off the top of my head because.
Oh.
But shoot. But you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's bring it up, right? Let's bring it up. Why?
I got it right here.
I ain't got to talk out of my
That
ass.
W.
Here we go. W passive. Just the passive. We're not even getting to the ability at enemy champions that are alive and kill allied champions are marked as a scoundrel for 60 seconds. And this refreshes upon any kills to your team. When you kill that, whenever you kill a scoundrel, with it, whatever you, oh no, sorry, takedown on a scoundrel, while you were alive, which is actually a change because you didn't used to have to be alive on release.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could revive people from the grave when he dropped.
Oh, some revives. Suck it.
And then within 3 seconds, if they die within 3 seconds of Akshan damaging them, he gets bonus gold. He does remove all the other scoundrel marks, but all champions who were all allied champions who were killed by that scoundrel is revived at the summoning platform. That's just the passive. That's just the passive. Has nothing to do with the actual ability. Let's get into the actual ability. He enters camouflage, which lasts indefinitely as long as he's walking by terrain or he's in a brush. Okay, or it goes away for 2 seconds, which most of the time you can make it if you enter stealth while you're walking across mid lane, you will make it to the terrain. Like you're pretty much indefinitely, like literally when I exit camouflage, it's because I messed up, not because of anything else.
If you have at least tier 2 boots, well, at least if you have tier 2 boots, you can literally stay invis across the entire map.
Yeah, because you can you have tier 2 boots, you can walk across mid lane, still camouflage, and make it to the wall before it runs out. So yeah, you can walk from bot to top, total invis the entire time, which is crazy. Then just walking down river.
Hey, bro, can I read Akshan's heroic swing?
Yeah. You know what? I will let you read heroic swing, but we got to get through the W first. We're not even done yet.
I just wanted to say, there's paragraphs of detail and description on heroic swing alone. You look at Ashe's E. Ash sends a hawk spirit towards a target location, granting sight of the area along its path.
Boom, done. That's it.
That's
Yeah,
it.
bro. Hold on, I'll put this on screen for you, chat. Look at this. Here's Akshan's abilities, right? Look at this. Look at these paragraphs. Look at this 25-page dissertation that got put on my desk whenever he got patched, whenever he was inputting the game. Let's go to someone like Ash. Let's go to. I'm scrolling all the way up to
look
Ash,
at a hot
bro.
shot, bro.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that
scrolling
mug
up
got
to
handed
Ash.
in at
Where's
11:59.
Ash at? Let me see. Bro, look at this. Her whole ability kit has less words than Akshan's passive. Literally.
Bruh. The page is just so much shorter, bruh.
It's ridiculous.
It's so much shorter, bruh.
But wait. None of our champions have overloaded kits overall.
Bruh.
Our champions have overloaded kits overall.
Oh my
Look
god.
at
That's
that
such a
Akshan.
stupid statement, bro.
Like what?
Akshan is 100% overloaded. Freaking
Can't find him.
Viego might be just as freaking bad. Like he's got so much, bro. He's got so much. You kill a champion, you not only get to become the champion with their items and level advantages and stuff like that, for a period of time you get to leave the map. You get a dang Fizz E for like a second or so, and you get life back for taking the soul.
Right. Not only that, but what you're literally that champion with the Viego ult.
Facts. So you still have your execute and your
Yeah.
dash
On that
And
champion. So if your champion doesn't have such a thing, it does now.
right? Now you can use said champion to get them low, or shoot, maybe you just want the heal and you're like, oh man, I just need to wait. I think it's Luckily, it has a cooldown now, or did it always have a cooldown? Actually, I think it did. It did always have a short cooldown.
Him
But I
sticking
think,
in the champion.
yeah, until your ult
It's-
came
it's-
back, because
I think it's always been 10 seconds.
it is definitely
from-
not. It's definitely. Oh wait, no, you're talking about to how long to be as them. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ult reset.
Oh, it doesn't have a
I
cooldown,
think so.
does it?
It does.
Oh, yeah?
It has a very. It's short. You can't like take a body and ult right out. You can't do that. There's a
Yeah,
short.
you gotta
cooldown.
wait like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's like 2 seconds. It's very short, but that's what I'm saying. I can't remember if it. I was about to say that I couldn't remember whether it didn't have one,
Yeah,
but no, I
probably
think it's always had
non-existent.
one. It is practically non-existent, but it does leave a little bit of room for counterplay. A little bit, like come on, we've definitely killed a Viego that took a Nami for some reason. We're like, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Before he could ult out.
Got mad deleted. We just be
But,
taking
yeah.
champion. I've lost games because Viego did that. Viego takes over the 0-6 Cho'Gath and gets destroyed.
The
I'm
Viego
like, dog.
builds tanky and then decides to take a body that is significantly less tankier and
Right,
goes into
that's-
the middle of a team fight.
Made of paper in the middle of a team fight as
I know I
Nami.
got 2K health, but why don't I just turn into Lulu and hop in the middle of the fight? Okay.
I'll transform into Lulu Transmogulator bump and then just ult immediately. Oh
Man,
shoot!
That's yeah, that's just the champions that released this year. Like we could talk
This year.
about
We
champions
didn't
that
get into
released
Yone.
last year. We didn't get into Yone. We ain't talked about Samira, and that's my
You're getting
champion.
to Yasuo.
That's my champion, bro.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't necessarily think Yone is overloaded. I just think he's really freaking strong. I don't
Well, mean,
necessarily think
when you
he's
think about it,
overloaded, but
his
he's
kit
just really
isn't
freaking powerful.
necessarily that overloaded. I
I
mean,
think
what is it? He
100%.
has. His Q is. I mean, it's Yasuo Q. His W.
That gives him a dash.
There's the crit
Yeah.
passive, the 3Q passive, 3Q thing, the shield, the
It's really-
mini
It's
Z
really
ult.
just the E that is
Does that all
freaking-
that spreads to multiple targets? Like he
Yeah.
can hit multiple people.
Yeah, having
The-
Z ult
not
on
to
an
mention
ability
you
is
can just straight
interesting.
leave your body and go chase somebody halfway down the lane, nuke them, then come all the way back.
I just feel
and that
like
gets out of CC.
I just feel like in comparison to like what was I about to say? God dang Viego and Uksha, because the bar has been raised significantly on overloaded. But he is definitely overpowered. Yone is definitely overpowered. I would say that for sure. Because that champion just doesn't like you honestly can't lose. There's like a champion you can just sit there and just if this champion beats me, I can literally just farm the entire game because at the end of the game I'm still just going to kill your whole team and you can't do anything about it. Because you can't CC him out of his ult or his
Nope.
third Q.
Hey, King Groot, thank you for the follow. And I guess they would be able to answer that more than me. League chants haven't been the same since Yasuo. So
Well, he's
I
both
would.
Yasuo
League champs
wrong.
haven't. You said what? League champs haven't been the same since Yasuo.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you said. Yeah.
No, that's what
I don't think
King
have.
Groot said.
They've been a bit controversial.
I think they've league champs have they've jumped all around the place. They're champions who can get like Yasuo, but nah, I mean, league, it just depends.
A lot of
it
champs
depends
are
on the
just
champions.
okay.
Yeah, it depends on. It just depends, you know.
But when you sit here and say none of our champions have overloaded kits, and then you go rework Rise because he's too strong, or you have to straight up take away pieces of what's his name, god dang, Chain Man, Silas. You gotta take away pieces of his kit and rework some of
Samira
his
too.
kit to stop him. You know, take away pieces of Samira's kit. Like,
You know, it's interesting. They talked about Samira like right after they said that. They were like, yeah, but you know, sometimes we do give champions too many tools and we have to retool them. And I'm
Ain't
like,
that the definition?
isn't
of
that the?
so now, so you just lied in my face and admitted it.
Right?
We do think our champions have too many tools. Huh?
Like over. So you could say that they are. Now, don't quote me on this. Overloaded.
Got him. Got him, GGs.
Is that what we're saying? Is that what you're telling me, Ryan?
Got him,
That's
GGs.
a chin scratcher. I don't know.
But yeah, man, yeah. None of our champions have an overloaded kits. But you know, since they don't have overloaded kits, this next point should be, you know, real easy because, you know, even though League of Legends is, you know, a competitive game, right? It is PvP. There's a player piloting a champion
Yes,
that is playing against other players that are piloting a champion, right?
sir.
According to Riot, we don't need to learn what a champion can or can't do in order
let me sit up.
to counterplay. I knew this was gonna get taken.
Let me sit up.
Let me sit up.
Well, hold on. Let me repeat that again because I want everyone in the chat, which we have 5 viewers in the chat. Thank you all for being here, by the way.
Yes, sir.
You don't. This is a quote. You can go and watch the video. All right. I don't want to get this wrong because I wrote it in quotes because this was very important to me. Learning what a champion can or can't do shouldn't be a part of counterplay. Tank, take it away.
First off,
Yeah.
what do you mean? That's the
Yeah.
fundamental point of learning how to play against the champion. You need to know what they do. So what are you saying to me that I shouldn't need to know what they do to counterplay them? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, Riot Games? Jessica, bitch, what do you mean? Okay? What do you mean? I shouldn't need to know what a champion does to beat him. Is that the line we're drawing right now? You want to cater to the normies, the casuals so much that they don't need to know what to do against a champion to win. So I shouldn't need to know that I shouldn't be a low target near Cho'Gath when he has his ult up to beat him. Is that what we're gonna do? Riot Games. I shouldn't need to know that to win. Let's make it. It shouldn't matter. You should beat him regardless. Look, what? I
Bruh.
shouldn't need to know that Jax, when he has his Counter Strike shit,
Oh.
when he has it spinning,
Oh.
that I shouldn't be auto attacking him. It
Wait.
shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. It
Wait.
shouldn't matter to beat him. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I should still be able to beat him, right?
You know what? You know what's crazy? You know what's so crazy? The amount every time I play Jax, just off chance, and we go into a mean T fight or something like that, the amount of times that the enemies are sit there auto attacking me, just fighting me in close range, just auto attacking them. And the many times we have said the phrase, "Do we not know how Jax works?" I've been here since season 1, since preseason 1. Like, we should all know what this ability does by now. Or if, like, come on, man. Like, there's, I defy you to willingly take goddamn Vayne into Jack's top lane. See what happened. Just see what happened. I guarantee you won't hit anything.
That's just.
Take an auto attack champion into Teemo and see what happened. Jump on Teemo, throw in every single auto ability you've got. Please. Like, this is basic fundamentals in PvP, period.
Anything any PvP. You need to know what this move or character does to know when you need to attack. If you take that out, it's just you trying to swing.
It's just you swinging when you think, whatever you want to, like, dude. Like, how many times in a game, in like a fighting game, where I like just when y'all hit me with something, I'll be like, oh wait, what frame does that come out on? What? I'm asking about the character because there's obviously something I do not understand and I need to understand so I don't get smacked again. So how in the world can you tell me I don't need to know that Blitzcrank can pull me if I step outside of a minion and I'm the carry? How do I not need to know that to play against that matchup? Like that's critical. How do you get by? Like how do you know that
why would you
if I
need to know
stand
when-
if I stand behind this minion, as long as I keep a minion between me and Blitzcrank, most of the time I'm gonna be good. Why? Why do I not need to? That doesn't make that literally. Like you
That's
want to talk about things that
curriculum.
don't make any sense? That
Yeah.
made no sense. I'm
That's
like, how do you even
curriculum.
say that?
Imagine getting mad at Aatrox for being so strong with no Grievous wounds.
Imagine not like who man? Who was I about? Who
Imagine
was I
being
about to say?
Soraka or Yumi with no Grievous wounds and be like,
maybe I should just go in on this Azir who has ult, who's also under tower. Like, okay, I should have won that. Maybe I should fight a Garen that's 2 items up on me, and I've already died 3 times. That I don't need to know. It just whatever, right? I should just win. Maybe I shouldn't walk near the freaking pike with an execute. Hello. Maybe I don't need to do that. F it. It'll work. Maybe. Probably.
maybe so.
I just don't.
You know, I don't know.
I
I don't need to know. I
boo-boo.
don't need to know what Darius does. I'm an AD carry. I should walk melee range.
Dude, let me pull up on a freaking silence with a pike ult.
I don't need to know what Zed does.
Oh,
I'm Teemo.
Oh, hell no.
I don't need to know what Zed does. I'm Teemo.
You.
We looking at that gray screen so fast. Like, man, I just can't believe, like, in your competitive game, you have an esports platform that you are very proud of, right? You have an esports platform. It's in multiple countries, and you have the nerve to say you should not need to know what a champion does in order to effectively counterplay against them. How? Like, how? Explain to me, because I'm confused. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe that's why I only made it to gold 3. Maybe this is what I need to get farther ahead.
Just say F it. Whatever your champion you on, just walk into him.
Right? I'm Rakan support, bro. But man, Darius, get your ass over here, bro. You throw a head.
I'm gonna fight you. Clearly, I'm stronger than you as a support. Boy, Darius will wax you so bad. Watch it. Dead.
Watch it.
So stupid. I think that right there is where the memes. I think the memes were solidified. Folks thought that they had that chick at gunpoint. They had her reading a list, a teleprompter. Like that's what they thought. Like, oh, she's being held hostage right now. She's being forced.
She
to
needs
say these
help. She needs help. This is a cry for help.
That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard a developer group in a PvP world say. I have never, in my days, heard somebody say, you don't need to know what such and such does to win. You don't need to know what anybody does to win. You shouldn't need to. What? Huh?
Dog, could you imagine like Arxis coming out and saying that about Guilty Gear Strive? Like, you shouldn't need to know that. You shouldn't need to know that Giovanna Her spiral arrow is plus, and you can get counter hit. And you know what? Let's not use Giovanna. Let's use Soul. You shouldn't know that Soul's far slash is +3, and you can die for pressing a button. You shouldn't need to know that.
We're being real. I mean, if you're playing Soul, if you are the Soul player or you are the Leo player, you don't need to know what they do. You can just beat that.
Well, I mean, you still have to navigate the neutral, but it is significantly easier because, you know, you get in and you turn into a one-player game. But that's different. That's different, okay?
I will say it can be easier to have that mentality on certain champions. But it doesn't negate it by any means. It doesn't just take that entire concept and throw it out the window. You still need to know what certain champions do to find success in fighting them champions. Some champions may ignore certain things, sure, but it's just not gone. Like Galio can't just walk up to a freaking Darius and just say, "Hey, I want to fight. I'm gonna win too." Like, no.
I'm gonna win too.
Like, I mean, like you don't have to know like exactly what they do down to the last detail, unless it's something very specific. Like again, Jax's E dodges auto attack based abilities. Like that's something you would need to know because that's a core part to play around. But you could get away with knowing generally, like, okay, that character is a mage, so I just need to watch for the CC ability, and then I can blow them up later. Or that's an assassin, which means I'll get blown up if I do something stupid. Or that's a Darius, run away 100% of the time because he has Ghost or something. You know, like.
He said run away 100%.
Because he got Ghost.
Thanks for this, man. Like you could get away with not knowing specifics for the most part. But some key abilities you need to know what they do. Like you need to know what they do.
Yeah, I'll never forget, man. The bot lane that made me learn that's like, dang, I really need to learn what people like what these champions do. I was playing against Ezreal Taric bot, and this was me playing with Flores and Richard. And so I was up. This is when I was very early in the game. This is like month 2, and I'm playing it. And I'm playing in there. Well, I was support.
Yeah, I'm still fighting diamonds.
But I was up in their elo, right? I'm up in their elo, like puny freaking iron player me, who's still getting used to playing on mouse and keyboard, and in their first MOBA is now playing against diamond players. And the thing I go against is Ezreal Taric, and what do? And bro, I was learning so many new things. I was still learning which mouse button was I was supposed to click to move. Ezreal teleports on top of me with Taric E, and I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, why can't I move, Sasuke? What's happening? But I shouldn't have needed to know that, right? I shouldn't have needed to know that. Shouldn't have needed to know that, you know, Taric E Taric attaches to his carry, and Ezreal E is he can dash essentially and instantly place that thing on top of me if I step too close. Like, I shouldn't need to know that to respect their range and their threat level. I shouldn't need to know that.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Brady Brown with the follow.
I didn't realize I wasn't following. That was kind of honestly.
What the heck? Shame on you.
My part.
It's all good,
I followed everybody.
It's all good, man. But that honestly, I really could have low key did this whole podcast on just that topic, because really I have a whole lot to say about that. But as my boy Tank was saying in that video, we move. And
Hands,
so
feet.
And just to clarify for the folk who are inevitably going to be like, oh, low elo. Listen, I want you to understand this. We may be low elo, but we are in the mass majority of where the player base is. So we are getting the majority of the people who play the game are doing. This is where everybody is. This is what the most people are doing. This is where we aren't in Diamond Challenger where there's like 100 people plus playing, and you know, we're getting the mass majority of the decisions that Riot Games makes done to. Like this is where we are. This is where we are.
Yeah.
Okay, like we're gonna take the full force of all these changes and these decisions that Riot makes the most. Honestly,
And actually, for both of both of these two little sub-talk decks of learning what a champion can and can't do, or the none of the champions have overloaded kiss. Ask a high elo nigga about Zoe. Ask any high elo person about Zoe. I've seen so many posts where people just say Zoe's such a freaking dumb champion. Like,
Oh yeah, high elo people hate Zoe. They hate her.
detest her, and she used to be stronger. Used to be stronger. I can pick up a teleport for free.
oh yeah, she did used to be able to get teleport. Wow, I forgot about that.
Man.
Yeah, man.
I wasn't playing her when that was going on.
I'm glad I wasn't playing the game as actively when that was going on. I dipped in for a few games every like month or so and dipped out.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's what a point. What a point. And so the next thing I got on here, like I said, like Tink said, we move, man. We move. Just want to talk about, briefly, what kind of season 11 in a nutshell. It could involve preseason, the entire season, which I know Tank is gonna have a lot to say on Mythics and the item reworks. But let's start with Turtle this time, man. What have you thought about season 11 overall as a whole?
Season 11 might be the absolute worst balancing that I've ever played in League of Legends.
That's fine.
Like, Mythics on top of champion changes, like it's in a situation, at least for this season, where they honestly can't figure out if it's the champion or the item, because now you're at the point where like certain champions, like Aatrox was considered really bad when Gore Drinker was nerfed really, really heavily back in a little bit. Like, whole champions can get taken out of the meta because of an item nerf or buff. So, like, I think the items are just cluster. They're just all over the place, and the champions are still doing a lot. So, I really think Riot just really made it harder for themselves to balance League. And it's I don't understand why they would go out when they don't even have a decent champion balance, because we all saw season 10 was starting to get to that higher echelon of nonsense, and then once the mythics dropped, it threw balance out the window.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
I was yeah.
I thought you was going. I thought you had something to add to it or something. Okay.
No, he said briefly, so that's all I got.
Just brief. I mean, I don't really have. Aaron kind of hit the nail on the head there. I don't really. I mean, I think season 11. It's been the most exhausting season. It's definitely been the most exhausting season, especially preseason. Shoot, even just regular season. The fact that they made these mythics, and honestly, I think a lot of the newer items that they're going to add, I think these new items that they've added or are going to add are great. I think they're great. But I think we need to go. Honestly, y'all already know my position. I think we need to get rid of this mythic system. Like, this mythic system it is screwed up with, like you said, it is screwed up with all the champion balance. They don't know if it is the champion or the items, but it's turned everything upside down, bro. And they've taken out good items to get replaced with these items that really nobody uses.
Man, Hextech GLP? Athena's Holy Grail?
Twin Ghosts, Twin Shadows.
Ooh, that item was goat, bro.
Bruh, GOP and Twin Shadow. They said mythics were more to diversify. You know what? And Zach, that's exactly what I'm about to
did
talk
the
about
exact
whenever Tank's done. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. He said it meant to diversify
Yeah.
builds, but it really has done the opposite.
It
Facts.
really has. Like,
It's really now subjective people to stay on this path.
like when
Every
freaking,
Yasuo shield bow. Yeah. Yeah.
Like when,
When it
freaking
wasn't
Divine
even
Sunder
intended
got
for 'em.
buffed. When Divine Sunder first got buffed, literally every other mythic was dropped, but Divine Sunder. Every
Now
league
it's
video
Fortnite.
I saw, oh, Viego's good with Divine Sunder. Oh, Vayne's good with Divine Sunder. Oh, Kindred's good with Divine Sunder.
Yeah, you know what was the
Moon's
Divine
good
Sunder
with
before Divine Sunder?
Oh, Sejuani's good with Divine Sunder. Like, get out of here.
I think honestly, I've said this before. The items, I think we needed a lot of the new items. The Grievous Wounds, we needed that.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the problems that we had prior, back in season 10, was too much healing. There was way too much healing going on. Folks was healing too much. I think a Grievous Wounds was needed. A shield busting item was needed for AD and AP. That's why I said this for the AP one that's coming, because there's too many shields going on. But I think the best that we've got with the items is the closest we've got to some really good items is last season. We cut off champions who shouldn't be using certain items. We made it. They made it to where you ranged champions can't use like Hydra, right? But now everybody can use it and proc it with their abilities. I don't. Okay, but I think that was the best we got with the items.
Yeah,
We subjective champions to certain items, and we kept them off it, so the champions who needed them could use them and utilize them to the best they could. Some items needed to be buffed, sure, hey, agreed. But now that it's a free for all with items, and you can champions are just building shield bow or gore drinker. Yasuo is building a mortal shield bow, and he really didn't need it at all.
No.
You know, every AD champion who has a bit of health is gore drinker.
And like,
I mean, but before that, they were all Stride Breaker.
Yeah.
and even the little small things, like there are some super powerful legendary items that need to be mythics. Like I'm sure we can all agree on one very specific item that should really be a mythic on its own, and that's
Collector.
yeah, Collector should 100% be a freaking
I
mythic.
was, yeah, it's funny. Collector is the only item that came to my head. I'm like, Collector is ridiculous. And here's the thing, they're about to add a legendary that should be a mythic. They're about to add another assassin legendary that's passive is way too strong to be a legendary. But I mean, there's like the freaking it's probably gonna be loaded with stats just like Collector, and
who is
you
this
get-
Kayak Zach?
That's the boy Kayak.
yeah, that's our boy Zach.
Hey, that boy spitting some facts. I'm looking at the chat.
Oh yeah,
He also plays set.
yeah. He also plays that. He knows a lot about the game. Tank Amumu with Collector. Oh, that Amumu's just an asshole. That's different.
Yeah.
Facts.
Mumu didn't need 2 Qs, by the way.
Mumu didn't need 2 kills. You know what? That's a whole different topic. You don't want to get me on that one. But I'm gonna keep it brief with season 10 and the whole items thing. And I do want to go back and talk about mythics, because for me that's like the big thing about season 11, right? That along with the jungle changes. I will say that even though I was only learning the game last season, I have had way more fun in the jungle this season than I did last season. And it's because I don't feel relegated to having to spend money on a jungle item. I can actually itemize with everyone else and reach similar power spikes. So I think the jungle, even though, bro, was the jungle a freaking roller coaster at the beginning of the season, dog. Like it was literally changing like every month, sometimes every 2 weeks, like
anymore.
drastic experience changes. But I pretty much like it where it's at right now. Aside from some of the the only problems with it I have are some of the champions they buffed into it. But that's a
Only
totally
problem
different
I have with
story.
it is champions, the jungle in general.
It's,
Say what?
So my only issue is the champions that are jungling in general. Like,
Yeah, true.
I really don't like any of the champions in the jungle.
yeah. And
That's more of
let's
just-
let's not
yeah.
forget the reason they started buffing these champions in the jungle when they started to do it is to diversify the jungle.
Right.
There wasn't many champions who were doing good in the jungle role, and it wasn't a popular role. So their answer was to just make popular champions and put them in the jungle.
True.
That's it.
So
Zed, Talon, Kiana, Morgana.
instead of actually trying to
Fuck
make
that
a
meta,
unique jungler, and I feel like I've said this in the video.
Oh, you did.
said-
Did I?
You did.
You've said this many times.
Yeah, because
What
he's about to talk about Lee Sin. But go ahead.
Yeah, Lee Sin being like the last like really unique and interesting jungler. Like there's been champions with who've been unique, right? Like I think Kindred is a unique jungler, right? I think Ivern is a unique jungler, but I think Lee Sin was like that aggressive early game that's like fun but still has like a really big learning curve that you can devote time into learning, and it takes a long time to really get good with Lee Sin. You can get good with the basic stuff, but it takes a long time to get those combos down. Ivern best jungler, facts. But it takes a while. But I think that was the last big jungler name that was like, wow, the jungle could actually be really fun. Other than that, like Kane, who the fuck care? What the fuck, man?
You know,
He's just strong and edgy. Like,
since you're the jungle man out of us, AJ, like I don't know, like to me, the jungle just can be so polarizing. Like,
Oh,
if
it
your
is.
Jungler is
No,
not
it is.
strong. Like, in a lot of other roles, you can get away with playing other weaker champs if you're really good at your laning, really good at your farming and stuff like that. But jungle, it just feels like if you are not playing a solidly strong jungler, you're just
Problem.
not gonna do well.
that's the problem. That's the main problem. I'm sorry. go ahead.
It can no, it's all good. It can definitely be. It is volatile. It's very volatile, and it's just because of the nature of. It's just the nature of the jungle, man. It's like you're trying to balance your own experience gain with helping laners, controlling objectives. The problem is there's so much for the jungler to do in the first 15 minutes. Like, there is a ridiculous amount of things, because really jungle only lasts for the first 15 minutes most of the time.
Just about.
And then after that, it's like, fuck, like I need to farm my camps and then go do, and then, try and, save the clusterfuck that is happening outside of my jungle.
Oh, yeah. No, F them routes. F them routes sack.
Trying new learn routes every 2 weeks. It's only like that right now. The routes are pretty. Jungle is the role where to be equally competent as other lanes, you have to study outside the game twice as much. Now that is facts. Yeah, that is facts. And I learned that the most whenever I tried to go to the mid lane. Like, you know how much you don't need to know about every other role when you mid lane. You just need to know how to beat your opponent's ass. and then how to translate that to the rest of the map. But like jungle, you gotta. I didn't get better at the jungle until I learned what top, mid, and bot all want to do. And like, I have to know that, and then I have to think about what I want to do, what the enemy jungler wants to do, and then what the enemy mid laner wants to do. Like, there's a lot to think about in the jungle world, but I think that's also why I like it. And
I do like thinking with that.
I just study I just enjoy studying the game, so that's probably why I jungle's chess, laning is checkers.
You have to know all 9 other game plans before you can formulate your game plan.
That's true. Most of the time, yeah. You gotta know if whether your top lane is gonna win that or not. You gotta know if your mid lane is gonna win his lane or not. You gotta make sure bot lane is pushed up enough so they can go help you with dragon. You gotta make sure top lane is getting hard pooped on so you can sneak a rift or something like that.
And correct me if I'm wrong, jungle has actually been the role that's been the most topsy-turvy this season, hasn't it?
Yeah, jungle as a thing has received the most changes this season. Yeah, mid
Especially
lane,
with the drags.
yeah, especially with the drags, souls changing up. The big thing actually is something that probably, unless you like really mess with the jungle, that you probably don't even really realize is that the jungle camp's timer changed from 2 minutes to 2:15, and it's huge. It was a huge change, and it's why you don't see all the Karth. That's why you don't see Karthus as much. That's why you don't see Olaf as much, because it's why you don't see who's the other one that was huge there. We see Graves now, but it's for a different reason.
I think it's just 'cause Graves is just strong.
Yeah, Graves just does too much damage. That's really it. They
Graves
need to
is just
adjust
really
that.
powerful.
They just need to do that. But that's why you're not
so
seeing those
safe.
champions, because what Olaf and like Karthus were great at doing was just rinsing their camps, going back to base, buying, rinsing again, maybe ganking. In
Graves
Karthus's
been
case,
buff
never
since
ganking. But then they changed the timer to 2:15, so what you can't just rinse your camps, go back to base, buy. Your camps won't be up yet. Like the camps on the other side won't be up. You have to do something. So that's why we're seeing a much more aggressive,
Back to the early game
jungle.
meta.
Yeah, that's why. And then plus they buffed early game champs, early game
Return to
junglers as well.
Mayflower.
And that's why
Right.
folks don't want a jungle.
But yeah, jungle. It's always been that way. From what I've heard from other people.
The reason I don't think people want to jungle anymore is I think because partly of what Aaron said is that if you're not playing a good champion in the jungle or one of the best champions in the jungle, you're really not going to do that well in the jungle. And I think that's true. And considering the fact that if you're not one of those strong champions and you don't have people to auto rotate to your scuttle, you can get so behind if you get double scuttled, bruh. It's so easy to fall behind in the jungle. Like if that jungler takes those scuttles and like or tries to or jumps you in your jungle, you're just behind. You're done. You're just behind. He's taking everything, and your team is so worried about their own lanes, they're not gonna come over to help you. Like that,
Right.
So you're just screwed in the jungle, and it's just not fun. It's just not fun anymore. It's so easy to get behind in the jungle, and there's nothing you can do about it unless you just hard farm. But if you hard farm, then that's when the spam pinks come in from the rest of your laners wanting ganks, and then they're gonna wonder why you ain't even level 6, and they're level 7 and 8. Like it's so taxing on the people who just wanna relax in the jungle, or at least just jungle.
You know what, Zach? I don't even think it's that jungle gets changed drastically. I think it's really just the smallest change to jungle makes that big of a difference. Like just being able to get all your items as opposed to having to still keep that jungle item makes a huge difference. Just like AJ said earlier, that extra 15 seconds took whole junglers out of the meta. Like it's so easy to mess with the jungle, and it's like the way jungle is based on how much mental fortitude you have to use it, especially in season 11 with the mythics and stuff like that. Like you don't really have all the time to be picking multiple jungle champions on top of that.
You don't.
Like you can really only play 2, maybe 3 junglers because you don't want to have to spend time worrying about how you need to clear or if you're clearing correctly or if you're clearing fast enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that little stuff adds up in the jungle. Just all of it to make it so like man, why would I play jungle when I can go top lane and just, I always know it's basically a 1v1, maybe watching for some ganks. Yeah. Or if I'm mid lane and, oh dang, I'm losing mid lane, let me go roam and get some kills, you know, or bot lane, it's 2v2, so it makes it a lot easier for you to handle stuff like that. But like jungle, like, eesh.
Yeah. Especially if you don't have a fast clear.
Yeah, one mistake and it's over.
It's done. You're not having fun anymore.
Yeah. So you play gank heavy junglers and Riot makes power farmers better, then you're kind of screwed. Yeah, that was season 10. Mm-hmm. That was literally season 10. And then they freaking saw how and jungle was boring last season. Like it was just go to your camps, rinse, repeat, go back. Go to your rinse, repeat, go back. Oh, you know, I may be able to go get a scuttle. I may be able to go get I may be able to get a gank in there. Okay, rinse your jungle, repeat. So like if you were an efficient clearer in season 10, if you were a Karthus, if you were like I said, an Olaf, a Graves, who else was Master Yi. Basically, those people would just scale up in the jungle PvE, and then they come out of their jungle freaking with what's it called, an item ahead of solo laners without doing anything. And then if you were a gank heavy jungler, if you were a Lee Sin or you were a Jarvan or an Elise, and you fucked up a gank, that's it, because they took their jungle and took yours on the other side, and you could never get back into the game. But then they changed that. But then they changed that in season 11. And I mean, jungle, they actually, after they did everything at the beginning of the season, like January, February, jungle was literally getting changed every 2 weeks, and they were like small changes. But if you look at preseason jungle and the jungle we got right now, it is completely different. It is completely. But I mean, it's just because, like Turtle said, like any small change in the jungle, just because of the role, and because you get influenced by not only jungle changes, but changes in every other lane. Like if freaking if like assassins are running the meta like they are now, what do assassins want to do? They want to push and roam. Guess who's in the river anytime you want to go into the river? There's Zed. There's Zed coming from mid lane. There's Talon coming from mid lane, and you're like, oh, well, cool. Now the 1v1 I was going to have with the jungler suddenly turned into a 2v1.
Oh, Lord. Whenever you have Mike mid. Nice.
How do I feel about jungle XP in the game? I feel like jungle XP is at the best spot it's ever been right now. Season 10, it was really that's what I was just talking about. Season 10, it was real easy to just farm up the jungle and come out of the jungle without doing anything, without influencing any lanes. And if you were, like I said, you were a Karthus, you were a Yi, you were an Olaf, you'd just be able to carry.
I wish I could have all these opinions and these, I wish I could have hard grinded in the jungle like you did, AJ.
Even when behind? Well, no, if you're behind, if you're behind, you're fucked. That's just jungle. if you're behind, you're fucked. It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You talking about that one change where they increased experience?
Yeah, the comeback.
You can't when you're behind. Yeah, that shit don't matter.
It really doesn't, because here's the thing. Whenever you as a jungler are behind, you have to be. Yeah, they did make it hard. They did make it to where you can catch up, but you have to be. For one, you have to be able to get a camp, which if the enemy jungler is that strong, he's taking all of your stuff from you. It doesn't matter. And you have to not be lower level than the enemy jungler. You have to be the lowest level of the entire game, which means that you are weaker than the support. Like, that's how the comeback XP works. It is making you average with the overall games level. It's not the level of the enemy jungler. So you have to be, so it'd be like, okay, which I mean, I've had those games, right? But you still have to take a couple of camps to get there, and you have to be able to get to those camps and not die. where, like, let's say you're level 9, but the average of the game is level 11 because that's where the supports are. But if you're that far behind, that probably means unless you're getting hard carried, which you probably wouldn't be level 9, you wouldn't be 2 levels under your support, even if you're getting hard carried.
You 2 levels under your support, God
That would
damn.
mean that you still need to get to a camp to take it, and it still has to be multiple camps. You don't jump up like that. So it really doesn't. I thought it was going to be a big change, but it really doesn't mean that much. Yeah, you pray that enemy jungler doesn't notice and perma invade you, and if they're taking your stuff, they know where you're going to be. I mean, shoot.
Yeah, they
These
got
people have
timers
jungle
on you
with
now.
me. I will over here and ping exactly where the jungler is, and I'm just a gold 3 jungler. So, like, junglers that are better than me, they're gonna know if those people are to be like, I'll ping. He's right here. He's gonna be walking out of his jungle right now. Oh look, there he is in bot lane, right where I said he was gonna be. And I'm a gold 3 jungler. So, like, it's like people. That's you can set up
man
easy
than me,
invades
okay.
for stuff like that. It's really hard.
Yeah.
That comeback
crazy.
XP, it don't mean nothing, man. The better
crazy.
jungler's pretty much going to win the jungle at the end of the day.
The bad thing
Keyboards
is,
when I'm playing support are always clutch. We got to talk about the wards, but we'll talk about that later.
the bad thing is, the junglers I like, you really have to be a jungle main to make work. Like,
Yeah.
Kindred's probably my favorite jungle,
Right.
but I need to be a jungle main to flex with her.
As a person
Yeah,
who wanted hard going to the jungle, and I had friends who was telling me, "You need to be. Can you jungle? You wanna learn jungle?" I'm like, nope. I'm jungle broke me. You a better man than me, AJ. That game where I was Kha'Zix and my entire team took smite and just followed me around in my jungle and smited my camps.
Oh yeah,
Nah.
those would that's shitty.
Nah, I'm
That's
good.
fucking
Jungle can burn.
That's that's shitty. That's shitty.
I'm good.
And,
I'll
that
have
was
fun.
supposed to be brief. My fault, but I just enjoy talking about the jungle. I like the jungle a lot. Sometimes I like it even more than support, but that's just because of the bot lane. Fuck bot lane.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's season 11, and so kind of there's only two more points left. We'll keep it brief, just out of
Yeah.
respect of time. Preseason 12 is coming up in like 2 weeks, I think, right? Something like that.
I think so.
Preseason
Yeah.
12 is coming up very soon. We're getting new drags, new items. We've already touched on, or at least I already touched on one of the items. Tank touched on another one, but we can talk about it a little bit more in detail here.
Which one was the support item?
You
Yeah,
touched
there's
on
gonna
the
be
you touched on the AP myth, the AP shield busting item.
Yeah, you touched on the assassin one. There's also the support item,
Yeah,
For
and
tanks.
I think there's one. You said what?
For tanks.
yeah.
Oh,
there's
yeah,
a there's
the
a tank
Seraphim
support
Brace
item
for
coming,
Tanks.
and then there is
there's
the
a mana-based item for tanks as well.
yes,
Yeah, the
there
Seraphim
is,
Brace
yeah.
for tanks.
Yeah. Sarah's Embrace for tanks, and then there's also the freaking
First strike.
assassin cooldown.
I'm gonna definitely put that
Item.
on Gangplank. See how that works.
What? Which one?
The one that they're replacing Omnistone with.
Oh yeah.
First
What
strike,
what is
the
what is
new-
that
the new
one?
Keystone?
What does that keystone do? I forgot.
It gives gold when you first hit a.
Oh, first strike. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that may be good. That's gonna be
Lord.
an interesting.
It's gonna be broke.
But
Keystone that gives more
I'm
gold.
gonna be cool with that because it has a very specific condition, right? Like you
Yeah.
need to,
It-
you gotta fight, bro. You gotta be,
damaging it.
yeah.
I got it right here.
Go ahead.
Damaging an enemy with an attack or an ability before they do, or within 0.25 seconds of the start of combat grants 5 gold and first strike for 3 seconds, causing your attacks or abilities to deal 12% bonus damage against all champions, and granting. Well, it's mainly for melee, but you can use it for range. It works better on melee. but it grants bonus damage wait, what? Granting 100% melee damage of bonus damage dealt as gold. Oh.
Yeah, so that item, I feel like that item it's gonna be okay. Again, they're gonna have to play with the numbers, right? They're gonna have to play with the numbers. What I'm saying is, why it's gonna be okay. I like the idea of the item. We're about to get to the new drags, like right after this. I like the idea of an item because it has a very clear way that it needs to be played, and with it having a clear way that it needs to be played, the counterplay is also clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I like. Like this, it's not like, oh, it's just gonna work in like multiple situations like Conqueror. Like you can just do what you want, do your normal gameplay. And it's like, no, if you take this room, this is what you got to do
first. It just gets canceled,
right? And so that gives you something to play around. You know, it gives you counterplay. You know,
25 seconds.
So yeah, they're gonna have to play with the numbers. The numbers when I first read it sounded a little bit much, but you know, they'll play with the numbers and they'll find it to be somewhat balanced. Maybe not really, probably not, but you know, I like the idea of it. But yeah, that was the new rune. I don't think there's any other new runes coming, right? It was just that one.
I don't know. I think there's some changes coming to the runes, but I think
Well,
that's
I
just
mean,
the big
like
one.
new runes, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the big one. And
then-
they're changing. There's a big change with Glacial Augment. It's gonna proc on like abilities now or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If your abilities have immobilizing effects, I think it gives you the slow.
Yeah, which is needed since they took away all those other items that procced.
Right,
Glacial
they took
Augment.
away Frozen
Took away
Mallet, took away GOP, they took away Twin Shadows.
Twin
Bro, I
Shadows
can't
was such a
believe they
needed
took
item.
it away.
Twin Shadows was only good when you had Hextech GOP and when you ever had Hextech GOP.
Twin
Twin
Shadows
Shadows was good
finding
when there was an
invis.
Invis champion on the other team.
I just remember Nico's running Hextech GOP and Twin Shadows,
facts.
and I hated myself.
Her
I
Vigor?
hated it.
When people finally realized that Glacial Augment GLP was not only more cost efficient, but gave you the ability to eliminate aim as a necessity, like everybody was running it at the end of season 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like GLP was just good. And then Twin Shadows meant that Invis champions couldn't pull up on you like that. So it was like it was a goated combo. It was such a goated
Honestly,
combo.
we need that Twin Shadows back.
Facts. With they maybe that's why Vagar with GLP and Glacial was my jam. Fuck you.
Ah, puppies in your free time. Got it.
You didn't tell me. Tell me you kick babies without telling me you kick babies.
Ah, got it. You just want to watch the world burn.
But that's even those will probably be pretty sure change the season pretty heavily. But the new dragons, man, what is it? Chemtech and Hextech, right?
Tech next tech, yes sir.
That Hextech dragon.
Hextech and Lil Bro Chemtech.
Well, what are y'all thoughts on Hextech Drake?
They're just better than the other ones. Like, well,
Stupid.
at least the Cloud one. The
Stupid.
Cloud one is trash.
Cloud Soul is trash.
Just
Cloud Soul
I'm
needs a
not even
rework.
talking about like the upgrades that you get. I'm talking about just like the world that changes. It's just better. Like, actually, is there anything other than eliminate walls? Is there anything the fire one does?
Fire adds it takes away some walls and it adds more blast cones.
Adds more
Yeah.
blast cones.
It takes
Yeah,
away
and the
walls,
adds more blast cones is
blast
actually
cones.
pretty
and,
it's pretty good.
It eliminates
anyway.
some parts of bushes too.
It's
Yeah.
bruh. And then you have Cloud that speeds you up in certain areas. And I
mean-
hate the fact that they know that those two dragons are going to be better than the other ones, and they say, "Well, yeah." That pissed me all the way.
Yeah,
off.
he did, bro. He said, "You may think that some of these dragons sound better than what's currently in the game." And well, they are.
They are.
Wait.
mean?
Wait.
What?
So you're telling me y'all just do this shit? Like,
That's how I know they want to see the world burn, man. That's how I know. They don't care. They just want to watch folk eat each other alive.
Bro.
That's what they want.
The stuff that these Drakes can do, like since he specifically mentioned Hextech with the teleporting
Right.
thing,
right.
that's
pretty good.
disgusting, man.
Dog.
And then it also gives ability haste and attack speed.
Yeah.
Like,
Chemtech makes you not die and come back to life.
Yeah,
Oh,
it gives you a Scion ult.
oh yeah,
Sorry, a
if you were
Scion
missing
passive,
a-
excuse me. Gives you a
If you were
Scion
missing
passive.
a static shiv, you getting it back with a Hextech drag,
Yeah.
Yeah, Hextech Soul gives you static shiv back.
and
But
then
bro-
oh
yeah.
man, that Scion
Chemtech-
passive on Chemtech.
Yeah, Chemtech,
Mhm.
you can do more damage.
In the video, when they showed it in the video, that Ash was alive for a pretty long time.
Right.
dog.
Using
It
all
was
her abilities.
smack and used every ability. Didn't Shield Bow proc while she was dead? Or did it proc before she died?
I think it probably before she died.
I thought I was in the spell book. One of the Drakes give you what that Drake did.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, but it didn't work very well in Ultimate Spellbook, or at least it never worked for me. It bugged out like half the time.
I never
But
played
I know
Ultimate
what you're talking
Spellbook.
about.
I played it
Um,
one time.
Yeah, I played it. I played it quite a bit. But
Yeah, these,
dog, I saw where that Hextech drag sends you. I watched the dude jump from Red Side Dragon Pit in next to their blue buff. I'm like, huh? Like,
Yeah,
what?
I don't think
That's ridiculous, bro.
I'm
like,
I'm gonna say this now. I don't think those Hextech dragons are good for the game. That it just doesn't feel like it fits.
The tech, they're honestly what they do. They're terrible ideas, man. To me, they're
Yeah.
terrible ideas. They just want the game to get even more crazy. And then on top of the fact that when Chemtech is up, it creates camo in the jungle locations.
Yeah.
Camo, like
That
we
is
have enough
crazy,
problems
dog.
with Invis champions.
because camouflage
No,
can't be spotted by
teams.
normal wards. So you're telling me just because the world changed, now everyone needs control wards in their own jungle, even if they're ahead, or like
And
even
we can only lay down one.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Well,
I
unless
don't
you're
think-
what's it called? Unless what's it called? Your support gets. Oh wait, no, he can still only lay down one, right? No, he can only lay down one, but he can carry two, if he gets ward stone.
Yeah, he can lay.
No, he can carry three. Excuse me.
Yeah, he can carry 3, but he can still only lay down 1. Sweeper meta, bro.
I mean, sweeper is already good, but like just imagine that
You have to pick and choose.
you have to. You don't need to, because even if like the enemy team's ahead, there's only certain spots you need to worry about, and you can just ward. I mean, you're gonna need to ward entrances a lot, if Chemdrake is on the table, like even more so now. But you can just ward specific spots, and you can see even if they go into a brush, you'll be like, okay, someone's right there. We just don't go over there. Like, you just don't do it. But if it's camouflage, you can't use a normal ward because you won't know if they're in there. You won't even see them. And that camouflage zone was pretty massive. It was like enough to cover
takes
like
up-
the entire red buff.
Yeah, it looks like about the size of the cloud circle
Right.
speed up.
Yeah, it looks like about the size of the cloud. So it's like, dog, anyone can just be in there. Invis can only be seen with a control ward. That's crazy. Like that's pretty insane.
Your wards are gonna straight up have to be at their camps so you can see them when they're fighting them. Like that's the only way you're gonna be able to get a heads up on them.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about not being able to see jungle rotations. I'll simply not go in the jungle. Wait, so blue
Oh,
ward
blue
wouldn't
ward,
reveal
no.
anyone in camo? No.
Not
Only
unless
control
they're
wards.
actively
yeah.
attacking something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they are not auto attacking, it will not reveal them. I don't even think. Wait, do you get revealed in camo? Or is there anyone who has camo right now that doesn't reveal their abilities? No, I don't think so.
No,
So I think
not
abilities
everybody gets
count
revealed
too.
when they use anything. I'm
But
pretty sure.
You said about a champion?
Yeah, like
Exactly.
all champions come out of Invis or Camo if they use an ability or
Yeah.
a tag.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
all
it
of
probably
them,
worked
yeah.
the same way.
That'd be broken.
So you have to ward camps straight up or put something right by a camp so you can see.
Imagine
Like
champions.
this season 11 is going to test your ability to ward.
Would Ash E see them? Yes. Ash E and Scrying Orbs reveal camouflage targets. Yeah. So
I guess
man,
Yumi can attack.
you know you. Mm. I'm not gonna play against some camo
my
Tom
God.
Kinch waiting for me in the river. Well, he won't be in the river. He'll be in your jungle.
Oh my god. Tom Kid sitting in the river. Oh, I'm gonna rotate to mid lane. Oh. And then W.
You
Goodbye.
could really send a whole team to jump somebody behind a turret with
Boy,
those hex tech portals.
Bushwhacking is about to be something serious, bro.
Dog, like
Man.
think about how easy dives would get set up with that Hex Tech Drake, man. It's like you just although see that's only gonna matter if it's like an early soul because dives aren't that you don't really do dives like that when souls are on the table. But I mean, shoot, if you're already that ahead,
Yeah.
and you're at. I mean, we've had them those 22 minute souls, 20 minute
Mhm.
souls.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes not even that.
Send mid jungle to the bot turret.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, 4-man dive. Here we are. Oh, look at that. Top laner has teleport. All right, GG's,
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to hop on the freaking PBE for this so I can
Yeah,
see this.
I'm
stuff
gonna
in
get on the
action
PBE
quick.
too. I'm definitely gonna get on the PBE. But yeah, so that was new drags, new items, the new runes. There's still changes to some of the runes, but I mean, y'all can watch y'all can go. People in the chat, you can go and check that stuff on your own.
You could
so
watch my video.
you can also watch Tank's video. And I have one question before we call it. Before I roll credits, get everyone's tags and stuff up. What is something you want to see from League in 2022?
You already know.
It could
mine.
be something regarding champions,
Please,
balance
Charles, take
changes, items. What do you want to see
these
from League in
items.
2022?
Revert these mythic. Get it out. Get it out.
Fair enough.
Stop. I'm cool. Please add these newer items because we needed them. These grievous runes, the things that stops folk from getting bursted down like every second because folk can't press any buttons against these characters. Like, get it out. Get these mythic items out. But if you're gonna have this stupid free-for-all of items where everybody can build whatever, and even when they don't even need it, if you're cool with Yasuo having a shield every 2 seconds, then fine. But get it out. Get it out. Or at least regulate it to where only specific champions can build these specific mythics. But then again, that's gonna counteract what y'all wanted to do in the first place, which is try to make item diversity between champions. Yeah, shut up, okay? Shut up. Just get it out. Get it out. That's mine. Get it out.
Turtle.
Short and sweet. Hashtag buff cannon 2022. That's all.
Please.
Y'all want Giant Circle Stun to be buffed? Man, y'all crazy.
I want him strong as shit. I want him strong enough to. I need him to the point where he doesn't just like make assassins think about it. I want him to just beat assassins. That's what I want him to do.
Wait. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want him. I want him to just destroy assassins. That's what I want.
Okay, so is Zach really saying they went on record in an interview to say that they wanted the crazy damage and shit that people complain about to stick around? Is
Bro,
this
just
real?
place that. I can't. Let me
Is this
tell you
real?
why. Zach, of Tank. I want you to tell Zach why I can't play set.
Because you don't want to.
That too, but if I play with Tank,
Oh yeah, he's banned
Yeah.
unless me or AJ want to play.
And I usually respect Tank. I usually be like, if Tank bans, Tank bans. That's the way it goes. I don't.
He's banned every game.
Yeah, it's banned every game. Yeah, because they're big on chain. That's the meta they enjoy the most. They're not even playing that meta. They're playing like bitches too.
Wow. If that's real. I'm glad
But
I'm
yeah,
not playing
China
League
does
as
play.
much anymore.
China does play super wild. They do. That's what they prefer to do. NA and EU West are the farmers.
Another thing, do another true damage line and give
don't
Kennen
say
a
it.
true damage skin.
No, shut up.
You said, oh,
Kennen is
Kennen a
gonna
true
be
damage
Drake.
skin.
It is not going to be Drake.
I wanted to just have a true damage skin, man.
Man.
Like it could be
Drake.
JID, man. Let Kennen
not
be
the pros,
JID.
but solo queue China.
Yo,
Oh, okay, I got
it would be lit, but
you. It's a report take
report Tank now. That's what I'm talking about.
Nah.
Talk to this
But
man.
you still get reported.
No, man. True damage Kennen. This JID.
No.
In 2022, give me KDA Trundle. Moving on.
Hit him.
Moving on.
88 Trundle. Get out.
Moving on.
No, bro. You
Man.
know how clean it be? Kennen had dreads.
No, hey, time him out.
Star Guardian
Star
Urgot
Guardian
win. Wasn't
Urgot.
that?
You already
he
got it.
He already got a
Hey,
Pajama
you got
Guardian
pajama.
skin. He already got a
Close as you
Pajama.
gonna get.
Cool idea, but you're reported.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, hit him with the LTG. Get that ass banned.
Oh shoot, where is it at? Yeah. Okay, well, I guess I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and answer. What I want to see from League in 2022. Man, I want to see what Riot's take on an actual, what they would call quote unquote technical champ. Because like literally this entire season has been simple champions. Viego, very, very simple to execute. Gwen, dumb simple to execute. Like hardly any technical skill whatsoever. Like, obviously there's there's optimizations you can do.
Yeah,
I'm not
because
saying
of
that,
auto-attacking.
but
That's
Akshan-
an optimization.
Akshan may be the most technical they released this year, and he's not even technical. Really, it's just figuring out what is not going to make E bug the fuck out. That's really it. And then Vex. Vex was also primary goal was to be a easy to pick up and play champion. So it's like, can y'all stop doing that and actually try to make a good, not a good, sorry, because they're all good, pretty good champion designs, like an actual like skill expressive champion, like what y'all current modern idea of that is. Because it's like Tank, like you said, man, there's no one in the game that's like Lee Sin, which is good,
Yeah.
right? He has a very, very unique kit, and it's
Right.
they need to, and he's very technical. Like I played him once, and I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't for me. I ain't worth it. It ain't worth it for me. Like I'm not feeling the way I need to click the buttons on this one, but
Right.
I would still like to see what their
Sierra's
modern
probably
take.
the most technical release.
Well, I was talking about specifically this year, but yeah, out of last year, yeah, it was definitely Samara. And Samara has a whole bunch of cool tricks you
I
can
mean,
do.
the most, I think we
Yeah.
can almost unanimously agree that the most technical champion in the game is Lee Sin.
Yeah.
That's what makes
But,
it
like,
cool.
I can make a decent case for Gwen being technical to use. A decent case. Just because against better people that can actually fight, like that actually know how to lane, then you have to spend a lot of time hiding and staying out of actual melee range with your E. But yeah, exactly. People are still finding new Lee Sin tech, especially with freaking Prowler's Claw. I've never had an easier inset kick in my life.
It's so good, man. You want to bring people to the jungle? Stop making it so punishing and release an actual interesting and technical jungler. Not a Kane is not a technical jungler. Okay? He's not. He's very simple.
I would be okay, honestly. I would be okay if next year they released nothing but junglers. I would be okay with that.
Yeah, Bot.
I would need at least one support.
No,
That's
I
all I
thought
ask.
that.
I just want to
I mean,
support.
I'm pretty sure you can take one of them jungler support. I promise.
You want? Hey, look. You want? Look. You want a new support? Pick a mid lane mage.
Shut up. No,
Yeah.
no. Look, bro. Look, I'm trying to end the talk. I'm trying to end this, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. But man, we've already been going for 2 hours. I said it was going to be 2 hours max. So we already set. I've already kept these guys 7 minutes over their obligated time. So thank you guys for joining me on my first podcast. Okay, well, first podcast that I've hosted anyway. Straight Up Sundays. Again, guests were Turtle the Ascended and
Drop some
Birdie
IGPs
Brown.
in the chat.
I'm gonna go
GG.
ahead and throw up throw up their links in the chat. Just let me
GG.
go grab them.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, shameless plug. Look,
Yeah, go ahead and
your
plug
boy-
yourselves while I'm doing
Your
this.
boy,
I mean, I already put my
Ascended.
GGs in the chat.
Your boy Turtle Ascended. If any of y'all known us F with Tekken, I just put up a Tekken tier list for my take on my channel. Go check that mug out, fam.
We do need to get trained here. I think next one we do, we should have.
Oh yeah, we gotta get the Rolf soundboard in here.
Yeah, we need track.
And we gotta get the son of a shaper.
The son of a shepherd.
Put me on a Guilty Gear. Hey, yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna be absent for that one.
I don't know, man. He plays Leo. But I do play Naga. I play literally everybody's character.
Oh, I forgot to put the freaking YouTube in there. I'm dumb.
I might be absent for that one.
I'll show him how to.
I'll show how to hold forward with the best of them.
out. Just go. Hey.
Don't worry, what's it called? Don't worry, Zach. Fighting games, and then more exclusively, like, because I'm gonna keep it specific because I always have too much. I always have too much to say on fighting games. There's only I have a world famous trigger word for fighting games.
Balance.
Nah, it starts with an A.
Auto combo.
Accessibility.
Small character roster.
Oh, that's the other trigger word. That's the other trigger phrase. Is small character roster. Yeah, you got it, man.
Hey,
You
we
already
got that in
know.
Guilty Gear for now.
Right?
Hell yeah. And I think
that
it's
small
glorious. I think
We have a small
it's
character roster in
fantastic.
Melty Blood.
And I think it's fantastic.
Hmm.
Give me Eltnum 2022.
You said give you who?
Eltnum.
Eltonum? That'd be nice. All right, well, there you go, guys. I just dropped both Birdie Brown's YouTube and Twitch in the chat. And then
Hey,
I
you feel
dropped
me? We sip slow.
Turtle's
Yes,
YouTube
sir.
and Twitch in the chat as well. Turtle just dropped a new. He just dropped. Actually, you've been dropping quite a few videos recently, right? You got three up recently. Got what the
Guilty Gear
you got the
compilation,
Guilty
the
Gear.
Tekken tier list,
Mhm.
and my one and only session of Nick All Stars.
Nick All Stars. I could
Archer.
have about a 5-second talk about that. Hold on, I'll give you guys an intro. Fuck that game.
Got him. Got him, GG's.
Put Archer and Melty Blood 2021.
Put Archer in Moses Blood. He's already. He's.
Yeah.
Either that
Anyway.
or Gilgamesh.
Hell no. Quit the game.
Targeted hate. This nigga got targeted hatred for that game. Yes, sir.
Gilgamesh.
Accessibility, yes, sir. But anyway, that's gonna be it for Straight Up Sundays. Again, thank you.
Hey, real quick though. When we doing the next one? Because we need training.
The,
Next.
I want to do them at what's it called every 2 weeks, to every month. Don't want to do it every week because I get burned out pretty fast. So probably 2 weeks from now. So what? Today's the 11th. I'm gonna be planning for the next one to be the 21st.
All right, that's a scheduled date.
So there you go.
I bet.
Expect the next one to be on the 21st. Topic is TBD. Y'all see it at some point. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning into the stream. Thanks, Birdie Brown, for following, as ironic as that is. King Groot and Travaris. Thanks for the follows. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.